So what, my kid almost burned down your house? He was just having fun. This story may need some background. It was Thanksgiving of 2019. A lot of people had shown up, many relatives and their kids. In general, everyone was having a good time. There was one aunt that no one liked. If you stood next to her, you could probably see entitlement dripping off of her. Nobody had invited her to any family occasion since she threw a tantrum. Yes, a 24-year-old woman at the time threw a tantrum because she was not included in my late grandpa's will. She was your typical Karen with the vaccine caused autism, don't trust medicine sort of crap. So dinner has been served, everyone is eating, and in general having a great time. The kids are at the children's table in the kitchen, while the adults and some of the older and more mature kids and teens are in the living room. After about 20 minutes after starting eating, we hear screams. My cousin and I jump up and rush to the kitchen, origin of the screams. Kids are running out of there left, right and center. The scene in there is chaos. There were sticks on the ground, marshmallows strewn everywhere, a towel on fire on the stove, sticks burning on the stove, and just like that, the fire alarm went off. Dad, stand back. With a fire extinguisher, he most likely saved our house. So after rounding up about 7 kids, we got to cracking figuring out what had happened, although it was pretty clear. Grandma, so what happened here? Let's call him Cousin 1. We were eating when EK said we should roast marshmallows. We will call this one Cousin 2. Went outside and gathered sticks. EK then turned on the stove. Cousin 1's stick started to burn, so he dropped it on the stove by accident. Then EK got a towel to try and fan out the flames, which also caught on fire. Then Cousin 3 screamed, which brought everyone here. Everyone now looks at EK. Grandma, do you have anything to say? Looking at EM. EM, what's wrong? He was just having fun. Plus, nothing serious happened. Grandma, nothing serious happened. Your child nearly burned your sister's house to the ground. EM, exactly, nearly. Grandma, so are you going to apologize or not? EM, apologize for what? He's a kid. My grandma then proceeded to kick her out with a few swear words for the road. Honestly, she and her kid ruined our whole Thanksgiving. After we had finished with the whole ordeal, the food was cold. Quite a lot of family members proceeded to cut her out of their lives. The last I heard of her was in March this year when she somehow found my social media account and came to beg me to ask my mom to get her some money. I promptly proceeded to block her. EM and EK are trying to steal my first class seat. So this morning I was traveling with the train to work. Due to COVID, not many people are traveling via train, so the train company has shorter trains than usual. Not a problem in my opinion, but this morning the train was extra short due to some material issue. So I'm sitting in the first class seat next to the window, then EM walks in with EK. Entitled mom, excuse me young man. Me looks at entitled mom. Yeah, I see you're sitting at the window. Me, yes. Entitled kid screams out of nowhere, Mom, I want to look out of the window. Other people in the train are now looking at us three. EM, my boy wants to have this seat. Me, has your kid a disability or handicap? I ask this because I want to give up my seat if EK really has a disability or handicap which might not be visible. Entitled mom freaks out. How rude! EM starts screaming for the train employees. Me, I'm asking because if he has one, I'm willing to give up my seat. Train employee arrives. So, what seems to be the problem? Yeah, this young man was calling my son handicapped. I want him kicked off this train. Me, I was asking because... TE, young man, can I have your ID and ticket please? Me, sure. I stand up to get the ticket from my bag, which is in the luggage compartment. EK just starts sitting in my spot and starts looking outside of the window. Me gives my ticket and ID to the train employee. This seems to be fine, sir. Now, what's the problem? Me, I was asking because if your kid has a handicap or disability, I want to give him my seat. Train employee, yeah, that is indeed the right thing to do. EM interrupts. He didn't want to give up his seat and was screaming to my little boy he's a retard. Me, I didn't. Train employee, madam, can I see your tickets and ID, please? EM hands over ticket. Madam, this is a second class ticket. You need to sit in the second class. EM, we can't. There are a lot of people there. Madam, you need to leave now and give his man his seat back. EM grabs EK and walks off. EK screams, no, I want the window seat. Train employee, sorry for the inconvenience, sir. And he walks off. After 5 minutes, the next stop, I saw EK and EM walking out of the train. They literally went to all of this effort for a total of a 14 minutes ride. EM endangers whole busload of kids, gets tased, then arrested. So this happened back in 2017. It was a normal school day morning. I had gotten ready and was waiting for the bus. A bit of background first. The way the bus system works in our school is the driver cannot wait more than 5 minutes for one late pupil. So there was probably one of the youngest kid who used the bus. He was 5 years old. Quite an innocent kid whose mother usually escorted him to the bus stop. So we had waited at the bus stop for about 5 minutes already and nobody was coming, so the driver began to move on. We had gotten way far from there when there were honks from a car tailgating us. Then the car overtakes us and slams on the brakes. Luckily, the bus driver was able to slam on the brakes. Now everyone is just shaken up. We had almost crashed straight into a car. Guess who walks out? Entitled mom. How dare you ducking leave my child? He's 5 for duck's sakes. I have a ducking job and can't be ducking chasing you to pick him. It is your ducking job to pick up my kid and take him to school. Is that so ducking hard for you to ducking do? Screaming and flipping the bus driver off. Ducking opened his door and take my ducking child to school. The child meanwhile is just there, shocked and surprised. I'm not sure if this woman picked the right space to almost run a bus load of kids off the road, cause after barely long, the cops were there. Cop 1, directed to the bus driver. Sir, is there a problem here? Now, the EM had a look of worry on her face. She knew she was in wrong. Bus driver and EM tell their side of the stories. Cop 2, so madam, did you try and ran this bus off the road? The EM is not apologetic at all. EM, of course I ducking didn't. I just wanted the stupid ducking drive to stop. Cop 1, okay madam, you need to come with us. Now, this woman went from EM to ducking horrible parents. EM makes a break for her car, leaving her child behind. Cop 1 then tases her. She was quickly arrested and put in the cop car. What was the worst was the kid was just there watching her mom curse at the driver, watching her get tased, etc. What was worse was the bus driver usually would stretch the 5-minute limit for everyone who was late, and he hated leaving a pupil behind. I think the lady ended up paying a ridiculous fine and doing a few months in the slammer. Takeaway, not only was she an entitled bitch who thought the school rules don't apply to her, but a horrible parent who was ready to endanger, then abandon her child at the first sign of trouble.